One, go! Ain't that
Each one of us in here is standing on a set of drums. You got your bass here, your rhythm here. Now the tom-toms is the ball of your foot. Do a lot of dancing on the ball of your foot without the taps. Like that, see? Well, that's the tom-tom that he has up there. And you have a cymbal, that's the side of your foot. When you see a person doing this, those are cymbal knocks, you see? Because I hit, that's the cymbal. Now a rim shot is.
I was dancing one day, and maybe it was God, I don't know. Could have been. I thought about continuation. Instead of this, that's the break. Well, I didn't want that. I didn't want that because that's a break. In other words, boom, that step is over. So instead of, I went like this and kept on going. You see what I mean? And that's what you call continuation. So
I started the continuations because the guys were doing, at that time, most of the dancers were doing, they'd do 8 bars, they'd do a break in between. For example, they'd do, and then most of the dancers were wearing these big, thick soled shoes because everybody was doing toe stands. You know, the toe stands were in vogue then. And I came out with regular shoes, and instead of doing 8 bar, or 6 bars and a 2 bar break, I just do, maybe I do 16 bars. Or something. So you're going from one thing to the other. I think Bubba started all this. He started all of that. Like anything that started like that, that was Bubba.
I have to read my speech, okay? I'm Jane Goldberg. I don't know. On behalf of the Changing Times Tap Dancing Company, I'd like to welcome you to By Word of Foot, a week-long exploration and celebration of tap dancing. We intend to prove this week that contrary to widespread opinion, tap dancing is not just a novelty. It is not old-fashioned or nostalgic. Tap dancing is not dead. In fact, we at Changing Times think that it is the liveliest of the lively arts.
Hey!
So, in closing, I'd like to say that, contrary to what you said, Jane, tap dancing is dead. It's dead right for everybody. You believe me? So, in closing, I say the winner and still champ, John W. Bubbles. Every dancer that you possibly know of has been influenced by this gentleman here.
God bless you, and thanks for being such a fan of mine in years gone by, and come here today to present me with this certain plaque. And I'm grateful more than words can express. And I don't know how to say to all the folks that are here how good I feel about having such amount of people being interested in this idea.
Yes, God bless you.
I didn't know that. When I took up dancing to distribute the idea, I thought of everybody. I didn't think of one person, everybody. Go on, honey. Easy, easy, man. Easy, man. Easy, easy. Yeah. Go on, honey.
You all made me go in the trunk and get these things out. I look like Minnie Mouse, don't I? I feel like Minnie Mouse. You put these shoes on my feet and yeah, you hear me?
Good. I'm glad.
I don't even know if it's gonna work. But I mean, if the shoes go, then I'll go with them. If the shoes will work. It's what's called rhythm. I got it right that time.
Yeah.
See how much I like that?
What did it mean to be a salesman?
You got to have a personality. You got to know what to do with your hands. You got to keep your hands moving out of the way of what you're doing so that people can see. If your hands are hanging down along your side, they can't see what your legs are doing. But if you got your hands up away from your legs, they can see your legs going.
Yes, dance because I'm still it. A very simple, we can do it. A shamble rhythm, easy movement. Nicey, but in the groove. Whoop, slip, slide, slide again. Shall I pull it? No! Boom, 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 boom. Not now, I'll tell you when. Yes, dance because I'm still it. A slow moving Van a bullet, easy sweet is down the dance floor. Yes, indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! Slip, slide, and back up again. Shall I pull it? Yes! Wham!
Oh, then I did. And then I said, and then I said, and then I said, and then I said, then, and then, and then I said, that's it.
Create steps is the hardest thing in the world to create because of the fact that you don't know what you're going to do until you think about what you need to do. And that was my main idea of doing when I first started dancing, to learn out what I wanted to do to make sure that I get the right thing to do for the public.
1, 2, 3, go!
Do-do-do-da-do-da-do-da-da. Listen one more time. Yeah. Do-do-do-da-do-da-do-da-da. And here. Do-do-do-da-do-da-do-da-da. Okay. Da-da. Okay. All right, let's try that much. Do-do-do-da-do-da-do-da-da. Okay, and. Do-do-do-da-do-da-do-da-da. Once more, and. Do-do-do-da-do-da-do-da-da. Okay, once more, and. Do-do-do-da-do-da-da-da.
Dance was made before the music. We were going to appear with Jimmy Lunsford's orchestra touring around the East. And the music didn't fit the dance number. So Jimmy Lunsford told Cy Oliver to write music for the dance because the dance was good and the music didn't fit. And he came up with this number for dancers only. Anytime you could work with it, then like half basin, pushing you, you know, no matter how tired you were, when that opening, the lights hit you and the music in back of you, what could you do but dance?
Some people have complained that, you know, that Shine was like just putting the Negroes down. Is that, what did you feel about
Oh,
that?
how could they put them down?
How? Oh, just because the words were just be, you know, just
Beautiful.
be.
The words are beautiful. See, because I put the verse to the song, to the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like singing a song, Shine. You know, when you say, expressions, what is there about me that makes me feel well dressed? The same old clothes, shoes, and hat, the same old things rearranged, and it's very plain to see just how it happened to be. I put some polish on my sky piece. I made a shoestring into a tie. I cut the corners off the end of my coat so they wouldn't fly. I got my shirt from a silver lining. I made my cane from an old oak tree, and that is just the reason why the folks all nickname me. Now there's a reason for the song. Yeah? That's the reason I can't down nobody there. Then I said, just because my hair is curly, and because my teeth are pearly, and just because I always wear a smile, suits to dress up in the latest style. Gee, I'm glad I'm living. Why, I take troubles all with a smile, just because my color is shady, a wee bit different maybe. That's why they call me
John Bubbles. He's so intense. I mean, I worked with him in a play just recently, and every night he would tell me, create steps. You've got to create steps. I mean, that's what John was into. Every time he hit the stage, I mean, he was intent on creating a step. And he put himself in a situation where he had to, because he would, you know, he would get up there and improvise. 1, 2, 3, 4. was always impressed with the improvisationalists. You know, Sandman and Foley's men were tremendous improvisationalists. There were a lot of dancers who had routines, and that's what they did. They did their routines, and it was great routine. But I liked them, but I really wanted to see the guys who would get up and create steps.
Everybody here has been saying all week that, you know, get your own thing. Do you agree with that? You have to be different?
You're already different before you start.
Right, all right. Right, I know, the dancing dentist.
There you go.
He danced in one of my shows.
I'm going to be nominated for chutzpah in Calgary.
All right.
Following you and these kids
All
here.
right.
This goes all the way back to the 1920s.
Right.
However, I'm a better banjo player than you are.
You show it.
Okay.
I'll agree with that.
Okay. Just acapella. No.
Okay. All right.
This is the dancing dentist.
That's that time. They'll remember. Tap Charlton.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it. That's another.
Big finish.
Right.
Now I can do a few invitations.
Good.
My first invitation would be a Goldberg.
Good.
I didn't do it. Invitation of a student visit. Oh, yes, you did.
The oldest, most revered library in the world is a letter from the year 440, and it describes a tap dance so perfectly. And when it was translated for me out of the original, I got a terrific kick out of it. It says, "Dear friend, by all rights, these people should be miserable, mean, and unhappy. It rains every day. The ground is very stony. The people are poor, but they keep their spirits up by wearing clogs on their shoes and doing little dances which make a clattering as they go down the walks to keep their feet from getting wet. And it's a tempo that lilts right with the music. Oh, dee dee da dee da dee da 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 dee da dee dee da da dee 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 dee. and the first Irish jig was born. At least it was written about in 440.
Do you ever steal people's steps?
Yeah, oh, did I? I had a way of stealing stuff nobody ever could find. Nobody could find out how I stole the step. Because when you did a step, to show me a step you had, I would say, do that again, will you? You do the step again. I said, oh, you missed that part I'm talking about. You missed it. They do it again. I said, oh, you didn't do it like the way before. Do it again. They keep on doing it over because I said it's wrong each time they did it over, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I'd get to see it more times each time I said it, and I learned the step, you know?
Maxie Ford's came from a dancing teacher, Maximilian Ford. That's a leap and a grab off and a touch. Now, when you touch in front instead of in back, they're called Kelly Maxie Fords, and they were named at the Chicago Association of Dancing Teachers, not for my brother, but for me. And everybody calls them Gene Kelly Maxie Fords. And they're mine. They're mine.
You don't try to dance unless you think about what you're going to do before you start dancing. That's the main thing. If you start to dance, don't think you can pick up the step while you're dancing. No, you got to pick up the step before you're dancing. Then you got to practice the step after that because the step don't know what to do until you create the step within yourself.
Here's a step. Okay. 3, 4. Right, okay. Step. Right, so the clap comes just before. 5, 6, 3, 4. Yeah. Right. Good, good, very good. Two, 3, 4. All right, very good. One more time, step to the line. Personality, smiling, the camera eye. We can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Listen. Get it into your head. If you keep the rhythm in your head, you'll know when you're wrong and keep on till you get it right.
up my routines. I don't set them to a particular tune, but after I get the step worked out, whether it's an 8-bar step or 4 bars or whether it's 16 bars, then I try to think of some tune that was written that sounds similar to it. And then after I found out that it worked, that's the way that I teach. And my students, they get a big kick out of it, and not only that, that helps them to remember.
to thank you. Thank you very much. That's a good point.